So, just how does this camp feel for you? This is a new team for you. What has it been like getting adjusted?
It's been pretty easy. Everybody's been very friendly. It's always weird being the new guy. I guess it's my first time, changing organizations. So just learning names and people and getting comfortable. But no complaints so far.
What have your first impressions been of this clubhouse and the dynamic in it, maybe compared to the other one that you were with?
It's great. The people here are great. Everybody was, warm and welcoming, from day one.
And how are you starting to get to know the different pitchers? What are you doing? How are you kind of remembering each guy's tendencies?
A lot of help from Sal and Travis, but trying to catch as many, different varieties of guys as I can, have conversations with them, eat lunch with them, whatever it may be, but, just start building a relationship.
I remember during Braves Fest, you had mentioned something that you like to write things down.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you kind of keeping a log of the guys that you're working with, and what does that look like?
Right now it's just a piece of paper that I'm writing down thoughts on guys, and maybe it's not necessarily to go back and look at because we have all this stuff typed out, but the process of writing it just helps me remember.
Really?
Yeah.
And go ahead. And just the new rules, how are you dealing with that? And as far as, is it weird for you? Have you messed with them before?
We're thinking about it. These are things we're cognizant of the guys who this may affect. But we'll have a better idea once games start and we start to get a feel for what that clock feels like in game. I know guys are thinking about it during their bullpens, but again, it will take really some game time and talking back with umpires, seeing when we can slow things down and when not. Yeah.
Allison asked you your first impressions of the club, but have you been able to go out in Atlanta, your first impressions of the city, or had you been there before? Do you like the city? Anything about Atlanta?
I love the city. I got to see the Battery. Got to walk around the Battery for the first time during Braves Fest. Then we went downtown, my wife and I, after Braves Fest, just to check it out and just explore it a little bit, and so far so good.
What's it been like getting to know Travis and working with him and your dynamic so far just with him?
He's been great. Again, we're here to help each other and bounce ideas off of each other. So we work as a team, and the better our communication is, the better it's going to be for everybody.
How long does it take for you to feel like that you fully kind of know a guy's tendencies? Like how many sessions? Is it a game?
Depends on the guy. It really does. Obviously, the more pitches a guy may have, the more weapons he has to use, and we have to figure out how to use those together. Maybe two-pitch guys are a little easier, but it all depends on the guy. And the games are important. You can only do so much in the bullpens. The games are important to get in a game situation and see how a guy works.
I'm just going to say, how much are you looking forward to kind of the first game, the first couple of games?
Yeah, the games are going to be very important for me, just learning this whole staff. So I'm looking forward to them. But yeah, these are going to be important for me.
What's to say just about this clubhouse that so many of the guys are here early before even report day? I mean, have you been a part of a clubhouse that has been, so many guys here so early?
No, I don't think so. The guys are very eager here, and I think that's just a sign of a good ball club. Guys are chomping at the bit to get going.
And what are your expectations? What do you feel like? Have you learned the expectations of the club? They always talk about winning is a priority here. Do you feel that here, and do you believe that?
Absolutely. I think that's the expectation. One of the years we're going to win a lot of games.
And what goals do you have for yourself coming into camp?
Learn the pitchers. That's it. Work with the staff, become a part of the team in the mix. Yeah, no numbers goals for me. I don't like to set those. So just win. It's the only goal, and it's the only thing that really matters.
I'm taking part of any of the team bonding that happens off the field, outside the clubhouse. Golf, I know, is one of them. Do you take part in any of that?
I'm not much of a golfer, but I will go out there and just hang out. I I can golf. I'm no good though.
No?
No, I'm terrible.
So then how do you, I don't know, get to know the guys around? Like you said, you have lunch with them. What are some of the other things that you do to really get to know them during spring?
Obviously, we eat a lot of meals, so eating meals is important. We'll just have dinner with some guys. Finally got to catch up with Eli. We got drafted together, so we were able to go out and get dinner with him the other night. But I already knew him, so that doesn't really count. The road's important. These guys go out and get dinner on the road. When we get into the hotels and stuff like that. So, it's just keep building relationships.
Have you had to change anything in your game a little bit when it comes to the new rules, the pitch clock or anything? Do you feel like there's a difference, or is there more of a rush and urgency maybe a little bit?
Again, it's hard to say right now. With the bullpens, the game will really let us know how much these are going to affect us.
You mentioned catching up with somebody you were, I think, drafted with, so
Yeah.
you said Eli. What's it been like with Matt Olson? I know you were probably asked that during Brace, but I wasn't here. So just having him in here helping you out, what's that been like?
When I got called up, Matt was one of the guys I looked up to, and I watched for cues. So when Matt would go to BP, it's when everybody else would go to BP. He's one of those guys. He's not like a rah-rah guy, but he's always doing the right thing. So it's good, good to see Matt again. So I knew what I was getting in him as a teammate, and it's just a great person and a hard worker. So it's great to be back with Matt, and he was the one guy I knew coming in.